Boggledites, boggledites, boggledites.
What the fuck? That's making me look like shit.
I know. I'm not going to have this on the whole time. I just wanted to introduce it for a second. Because it still needs to be optimized.
What's up there?
It's up there, yeah. So, Anisa looks like shit under it.
I look like shit.
You're positively glowing. I'm positively glowing.
Yeah.
You can't see
Positively
Fiona.
cringe.
But yeah, I got this fucking water reflector light.
Because we're in the bog.
Yeah.
You cut
Well,
it to Dane. You cut it to Dane when he was getting.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Dude.
Okay.
Okay.
All
now we're in business.
Okay, we're in the bog and Dane's the alligator hunter, and that's his flashlight.
Right. Hey. Hey, where are you damn gators at?
I see some shining eyes.
I see some over there in the blue
I
of
can't
the water.
I didn't know this. I tried to
Prepare.
like prepare, but the cord's too short.
Yeah.
I'll have it next time.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, I mean, all these fucking options are like pretty obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I will say, I think like a nice little thing, if it's just casting against the wall and not us, I think it could look just a little bit different from the regular show. And I also think we can add lots of splashing sound effects. Like when someone says a joke, I could hit one of these buttons and it'll be like...
Oh, like we just threw a big rock into the swamp.
Right. That's when something's funny. And then when something doesn't land, I'll click the little pebble throw one, which just goes...
Oh, I do. Yeah. When one of us says cringe.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. You don't want a pebble. You don't want a pebble.
But what you do want is the Louisiana angler to say, I got one.
Oh, nice. I do think we should also have some ambient sound of crickets and other critters. You know what I mean?
Louisiana swamp ambiance.
swamp.
Louisiana ambiance.
Man, Fiona's sick of it.
Yeah,
she's
she's-
leaving.
Looks
The
like she's
crickets.
going-
The crickets one is mean though. That one's mean.
Oh,
no,
true.
constant.
There's something. No,
That's
there's something
constant.
about. Oh, I thought you were saying use it as like a sound to play when someone's joke doesn't land or something.
Oh, that would make me. No.
That's like I think a default soundboard on Discord or something, and sometimes people hit that, and I'm like, that's just fucked up.
Yeah.
That's fucked up to do.
That's emotional damage. It's not
All right.
good.
It's going off. Yeah, I was gonna say the what was that? Oh, in Hearthstone, they've made it so that like even things like emotes. Yeah, I'm reminded of the fucking crickets thing where it's like you kind of have to remove tools like that from users because like the amount of bullying that people can do with some like just an emote.
Yeah.
Like
so,
that was enough.
do you know what people do in League of Legends
Sorry.
now?
What?
They expanded their pings. So it used to be like you would ping the question mark when somebody was like when you wanted to bully somebody because you're like, what the fuck? Like, so you ping the question mark.
Right.
Now they've expanded it, and one of the options is like a bait hook because it's supposed to be like, oh, they're baiting us. So you ping the bait hook, but the bait hook looks like a noose. So people are using it to say like, kill yourself to players.
Really? That is so weird how subtle of a thing that is.
Yeah.
It's, I wouldn't have thought at all.
The first time it happened to me, people were like spamming the hook on me, and I was like, what the fuck are, like, why? And then someone explained to me, they were like, yeah, it's to simulate, like, hang yourself, because it looks like a noose.
Yikes.
Didn't they remove the text chat from League of Legends?
Not the text
Or am
chat.
I crazy? Oh, voice
they-
chat.
I don't know what they did. I know that it's very easy to get banned now. Like,
Oh,
super
okay. They just
easy.
increased their
Sensitivity.
monitoring of it. I
Yeah.
see.
Like,
I mean,
think-
even in games like that have voice chat or voice chat and text chat, like people still figure out ways to. Oh, sorry about the siren in the background. People still figure out. They're gonna arrest me for being toxic. The people still figure out ways to be like quickly toxic because in Team Fortress 2, there's like a wide variety of like voice lines that you can make your character say.
Yeah.
And there's like a ton of them that like you can say "nice shot" to people. How do you think that's used? Do you think that that's used like genuinely?
Oh man.
Of course not. There,
so
it's you.
fucked.
You say it after you win an engagement with
Mhm.
someone. You kill them and you say, "Nice shot."
That's insane.
Do players do it to their own teammates? Because that's what it would happen in League of Legends.
Very rarely. Very
Really?
rarely.
League of Legends, you would follow around your teammate and just spam, "Nice shot, nice shot." Like that's like League of Legends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For-
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even just something as simple as like, I started to get fucking really shitty towards the end of my Dota playing career, where it would just be like, I got really offended when people would just capital LOL at me.
Yeah.
And,
that one hurts me.
And so because it hurt me so much, I started doing that at people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know, like, because there wasn't like a amping it up.
Mm-hmm.
It was just almost immediate, like,
Yeah.
LOL at
Yeah.
someone's whatever the fuck they did. They miss a hook or something.
Yeah.
Go into all chat, LOL.
Man, but see, you guys are all talking about doing it to the other team.
Yeah.
League,
Yeah.
you do it to your own teammates.
That's fucking
Yeah, that's the fucked up part of League.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it got to the point where it was bothering me so much, like, my teammates fighting with me,
Mhm.
that, like, one time I got, like, out of control and just put my address in the, This is a long time ago.
You doxed yourself on
Yeah, I
purpose?
did.
Well,
I
you
did.
really showed that.
I put my address in the thing, and I was like, "Fucking come to my house!"
Right.
That's so funny.
I was really
I love
upset.
oh man.
But that was back when I played like seriously, and I was plat 1, almost in diamond. I kept in League you have to play 5 games to like, get into the next.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
You were I feel like during this time would have been when you were in like Vancouver and you were just renting places. Okay, so you putting in your address is a lot different than like being at your like parents' house or something and putting in your address.
No, yeah. I was in Vancouver. I was renting like the back, like basically their garage. It had its
Right.
own address. Kind of.
Yeah, but
it was-
still,
yeah.
I kind of love that this
Well-
idea that they show up to
Also, though, the person I was renting from she was like the head cop of the precinct. that was, like-
perfect.
so like I wasn't
Yeah.
really worried about like
Uh-huh.
swatting, I guess, at the time. So I was just like fucking really mad.
That would have been like a potentially really good like way to catch a raging swatter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm renting a basement from a cop.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think honestly the wildest part about it was like I was a very popular streamer at that time.
Right.
There was no game that I could queue into where somebody didn't recognize me.
Right,
'Cause I
right.
was pulling like 5,000 viewers
That's
at a
fucking
time
crazy.
when like that 5,000 viewers back then was like huge.
Yeah.
So I think the wildest thing about it was that I was raging as a streamer
Mm-hmm.
to the point where I was putting my address in Quebec.
It's badass.
No, it's not. That's like
Yeah.
I needed
Next level.
to take a. Well, I had a serious problem
Mhm.
where I was playing probably like 10 hours of League a day.
Right.
I had this. I was competing with Pokimane
Yeah.
because she had gotten into Diamond, and that was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to get into Diamond. So I would sit at Plat 1, and you have people recognizing you,
Yeah.
and then you couldn't like win your games because they would want to throw it on purpose. And I was just getting to the point where I was like, come to my fucking house. You're ruining my income. Come to my house. That's what
Yeah.
So I guess like the reason why I still play League is because that level of toxicity, like my barometer's broken, I think. So now when I have like my own player telling me to like kill myself or that I'm shit at the game or that it's my fault that their lane is losing, it doesn't bother me. Because it used to be I would like log into a game and like my own team would be feeding down,
Right.
mid.
Right. Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
A lot less impactful because it's not as aggressive.
yeah,
Like,
it's
it's not going to necessarily lose you the game. They're just
they're
raging
just telling
on
me
their
that
own,
I'm
right.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh.
League of Legends.
See, that's why it's like nice to be able to change your name on Steam, you know?
Mm.
Because
You
I
do that
can't,
all the time, right?
well, yeah, I don't think I've ever used my real name on Steam in like 5, 6, 7 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that same problem in Anisa, where it's just
Yeah.
like you join and then people are just like, I'm gonna stop playing the game now.
Yep.
because this person is here.
Well, there's like occasionally when I'm editing, I'll like see one of my Steam friends play a game, and like almost every time I'm like, yeah, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't recognize that name. I only have
Yeah.
like maybe 20 to 30 people in my friends list. And almost every time I'm like, just based on the game, I'm like, that's probably Dane.
Yeah.
Because it's either Slay the Spire, Deep Rock, or maybe TF2, although I don't
It's
even
Dane.
see TF2 that often. But yeah, it'll just say like fucking fart guy or something, and I'm like, okay.
Fart guy.
Fart
69.
guy.
It wasn't fart guy. I can't think
Okay.
of the last one I've seen.
Dane, don't act like you're above naming yourself Fart Guy.
All right, I'll make that my next one.
They're a little bit more clever than that, I think.
I love how shocked people are that Dane is like part of the
Just
podcast.
present.
That Dane is our friend.
Yeah.
It's the funniest still to this. We got on our
People are
newest
shocked
podcast.
about that.
Yeah, on our newest podcast, it has like 14 upvotes. It's like still wild to me that Dane is casually part of this podcast.
Yeah, it is cool.
So I like that.
Mm.
That is odd because I feel like I get the opposite for you guys.
Really?
Yeah, well, mostly Ian, where I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't believe Uncle Dane is friends with iDubbbz. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh,
What the
that's
hell?
so interesting.
That's so random. Like,
That
I
makes
guess
the most sense.
I guess it is kind of random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Different
mean,
worlds of videos. you know?
Although at the same time, I don't know if people knew that my background was more like starting out with gaming stuff, maybe it would make a bit more sense. But
True.
because I got known for all of the other
Oh
shit.
man, that just depressed me actually.
What?
Well, because like people say to you all the time, like just be yourself.
Uh-huh.
But like being yourself truly was like making like overgrowth let's plays in Minecraft. Like
Not entirely. Yeah. No, like
well, no,
'Cause-
haven't you said before that like you only made those videos to like get popular? Or
yeah,
whatever?
I mean
Really?
essentially.
So I mean,
like yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's it like got to a point where it was like I did a let's play of games that I enjoyed
Mhm,
playing at the time
mhm.
that got no fucking views. I was like playing what was the game that I played? I played have you ever heard of like Oddworld?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah,
but I have
they're like
no-
these little creepy weirdo
Yeah.
guys. You solve puzzles and stuff. I was playing that game and I made a whole series. That series in total got probably like 10 views. They were all mine.
Aw.
And then I played Orcs Must Die,
Yeah.
and that also got a total of fucking. I think I was clicking my videos a lot back then, so that maybe got a total of like 100 views over the
Mm.
series.
Yeah.
wow.
But those were the games that I was definitely being more myself.
Mm,
And, I was trying to be entertaining or whatever, but it's not collecting any views.
yeah.
So when I started playing these indie games like Overgrowth, I was essentially just doing like the marketing, I would say,
Mhm.
for
The
this
game.
game.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is crazy looking. Like this is crazy looking and cool. Like how do I where the fuck is this?" So it just started getting the algorithm a little bit more because
Yeah.
the developer themselves weren't like trying really hard to make an appealing like thumbnail or
Yeah.
title or anything like that. So yeah, those videos just randomly got a ton of views.
Interesting. Do you
Um,
back then? Because I think I'm gonna get the same answer as like the sports question that I
Mm.
asked, but like, if you were pursuing YouTube for like strictly the enjoyment of it,
Mhm.
like, what kind of YouTuber did you want to be back then?
just like any of these gaming YouTubers,
Okay, so you did want to be a gaming YouTuber,
for
then.
sure.
Okay, so that's my point, though. Is like truly like if you were like doing
Uh-huh.
like being yourself fully,
Yeah.
you'd probably just be doing Hearthstone.
Yeah, 100%. I
Yeah.
honestly, if I could switch places with any YouTuber or streamer, it would be like Dog or Kriparian.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, yeah, seems like the fucking easiest, most enjoyable, fun life you could possibly have.
Yeah.
Like, you log on, you play your favorite game for 4 to 6 hours a day,
Mhm.
you call it.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of it being much better than that, given my current perspective.
Yeah.
But I will say, having said that, being forced to do other things or like experimenting with other things has made me realize that there are things that I would like to do, and I do like to do now, that I would have never known about had I gone down that path or been
Yeah.
lucky enough to, like, carve out a niche like that.
Yeah.
I love what I'm doing right now in the garage with this, like, current video, like this, just doing, like, random little projects. I'm like, oh, like, each one is, like, super different, super fun. It feels like it's challenging my brain all the time. So I think it might actually be more up my alley.
To do crafting videos.
Yeah, than doing just, that type of gaming,
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like gaming. Gaming is fun.
Do you like Minecraft? Or do you, like, was Minecraft meta?
Do you like Minecraft?
I'm just genuinely curious. Like, if you
That reminds me of Ian walking up to that old couple that was talking to Dax. Y'all like Minecraft?
I forgot I did that.
It's a good opening question.
Yeah. I like Minecraft.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I like it as much as other people, because I think for other people that is like a life-changing game. For me, it wasn't life-changing.
Do you think PewDiePie likes Minecraft?
PewDiePie likes Minecraft, yeah. PewDiePie likes Minecraft.
Slimesicle likes Minecraft.
Slimesicle likes Minecraft. Keemstar likes Minecraft.
He do? Oh, yeah.
Minecraft Monday.
Minecraft Monday.
Or something.
You know how you can tell if someone likes Minecraft? If they do they do a little bit of mining off camera.
like when they dig in their nose.
Huh?
That's mining off camera.
Oh, thank you for explaining the joke. I thought you meant like when they weren't streaming, they're on their grind.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Ian was making a joke.
I was making a joke.
We need that sound effect.
Yeah.
Minecraft, Hearthstone, World of Warcraft.
Diablo 1.
Rank them.
You have to rank them?
Yeah.
Hearthstone. What was the other one? World of Warcraft?
World of Warcraft.
This
and
is
then
top
Minecraft.
down?
Okay, then Minecraft.
Yeah.
Dane, TF2, Minecraft, or the Big Rock. What's that game called?
Big Rock. It's called the Big Rock.
Big Rock?
I love
Big
living
Rock.
in the Big Rock.
Big Rock Space?
Big Rock Space. Which one? Rate?
Definitely TF2, Big Rock Space, and then Minecraft in that order.
Okay, so
Nice.
Minecraft is everybody here's the least favorite.
Oh, that's
Of
so
the-
sad.
Of the three that you mentioned, I still really like Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
It's
It's
just like-
mostly it's hard because it's the kind of game where you can't play it by yourself. It's like impossible.
Yeah.
So like you need like a group of people to agree to go on this journey with you, and that I
Mhm.
think is the hardest part of playing Minecraft is trying to like get people to play on the same server with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minecraft is such a dependable game. Like,
Yeah.
you know that, if you are able to, get your friends to go on and play it, or the next time, the annual time, like Dane plays it every year or something, it's like, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so good. It's clean. It always runs well. Like, you're never going to run into.
Man.
Yeah, every
Jeez.
time they come out with a new update, I'm like, hey, maybe we should play Minecraft for like a couple weeks.
Yeah. It's awesome.
I feel like that's always the story of a dependable game.
Yeah.
Can never be the favorite.
Oh, yeah.
It's always like third.
True,
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
because it comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't play it enough to think like, oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah.
Oh, Anisa and I were talking about maybe doing a patron exclusive gaming series
Mm-hmm.
that we would only upload on Patreon, and we
They,
have
like, vote
them
for.
vote on which game series we play, and we just fucking grind it out one afternoon if it's that short. And then we have something to like encourage people to come onto the Patreon to check out and subscribe for.
Good idea.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, so look out for that poll, that upcoming poll. Go to the polls.
Well, we have to think of Pokemon Go to the polls. Well, Pokemon Go will be on there.
Whoa, that
Pokemon
would be
Go.
sick. IRL Let's Play?
Yeah.
We should make an IRL Let's Play.
I just
That would
love
be
the
crazy.
idea that we're on some fucking like tandem bike or something, and we each have like a GoPro like awkwardly pointed like at our face, like that one train guy.
Yeah, I love the train guy.
And it just like is constantly cutting back to our like bewildered face. Like, there's a magic carp here.
Like a shiny, if there was a shiny and it cut to all of our faces, we'd be like, that'd be sick.
That would
like
be sick.
that.
I mean, that would be a good like skit, if anything.
Yeah.
I just love using that those fucking stupid GoPro shots
Yeah, I love
to
that.
make it look like very intense.
Yeah. What I mean, we'll probably think of it later, but
Mhm.
maybe you already have some ideas. Like, what kinds of games do you think will be on the poll?
There was like this
Oh.
Hatsune Miku game that was recommended in the Maximum Damage Discord. That I think
Was that
Really?
just for you? Was that for?
No, that's
us?
for us.
Oh.
Yeah.
How does it work?
It's on the Switch, so we use my capture
Okay.
card, or I guess Dane if
No, but
I
how does
have
the
a
game work?
I
I
don't know.
have a
I didn't look
capture.
into it.
Okay.
We should play JoJo Siwa's game. It's on the Switch.
I want to do that.
Is that real?
That'd be funny as like a one-off episode.
Right.
You see, she fondled herself on stage.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, if
I don't know
told-
what she's up to.
If I told you that during her concert she fondled herself, what do you think that entails?
Literally rubbing private parts or something.
Yeah, outside
Okay,
the pants,
grabbing tits and shaking them around.
outside of clothing or inside of clothing.
I would assume inside. I mean, outside of clothing.
Yeah,
Yeah, my
inside.
mind
Ugh.
immediately went to outside.
No,
Okay,
inside.
well, Okay, well, that's not. I feel
Okay,
like that.
for everyone.
Like,
in
I
the-
think everyone who
Yeah.
has
I think we're on the
an
same
idea.
page.
Yes.
I don't want to even imagine JoJo Siwa in that context.
No, not,
And you're
Hands
forcing
up.
me.
I'm just saying she did it on like live on stage, like hands down the pants, then up to the boob.
Okay. Okay, JoJo, do not do that.
We just need to send her to the corner and put a little dunce cap on her.
Oh, I thought you said the coroner.
we need to send her to the coroner and have him inspect her.
No, it's just,
The
she
cause
just
of death.
We just need to put. I think we need to bring back
Back the
the
dunce
big
cap?
dunce cap.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Maybe we can
Yeah.
for this podcast.
that's so good.
Yeah.
Dane, we'll send you one. And if one of us does like I should be wearing the dunce cap for bringing it up right now. Like you guys could declare
Oh.
like dunce cap,
Dunce cap
moment,
alert.
and
Okay.
then I have to put on
Yeah,
the
but
dunce cap.
that like physical like punishments like that just don't hit anymore. You have to have
They
it
don't.
be an online thing. So I think that every social media app site should add like a dunce cap that you can add to the top of people's profile pictures, and if you make a certain
Oh.
amount of dumb tweets, eventually you get awarded the dunce cap
Oh,
on your profile picture.
I actually
That's
really like that.
awesome.
I'm gonna take it to the next level. I think there should be an AI. Like we should use AI for good. And once the dunce cap is awarded, every video photo that you take, there's a little dunce cap like tracing you as you move,
Mm.
and it's just
That's
there.
a good idea.
Always,
oh my
yeah.
god, that is actually a really good use of AI. Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I really like the phrase because I almost feel like we're gonna hear that very soon in like one of these tech presentations where it's like we've decided to use AI for good,
Yeah.
like to really like separate themselves from everyone else. Like we're different.
Yeah.
We're thinking different.
Like imagine Nick Merckx live streaming with the dunce cap just hovering.
He can't
around.
get it off of him.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
And I'd like to think like one day it just shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Oh.
no
Yeah.
one knows.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so like Nick Merckx is like, what the
What the hell is this?
like in his stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Can I
great.
have a little rant
Mhm.
real quick? And AI bros are gonna hate this.
Okay,
I hate-
well, I will act as the devil's advocate here.
Oh no.
Okay, sure. All right, because I feel like you are an AI bro at heart.
Oh,
I'm an AI bro at heart.
oh
Hence
no.
the
You want
hat.
to- You
What?
want to be an AI bro. Wait, hence the hat.
I don't know.
It's
It's
a
just the
super
hat.
mega
I
hat.
know the hat. Just me wearing a hat made me think I look
Oh.
more bro-ish today.
True, true.
Well, you're
no,
more
that is true.
plug
I'm plugged
coded.
today. Plug coded. Okay, go on, Dane.
Sorry.
So
I'm AI bro.
I realized this because Apple just very recently revealed their AI thing, which is just OpenAI, but they like put it on their phones. but they're calling it Apple Intelligence.
Oh.
And it made me realize that the I guess it's a acronym, AI. It stands for artificial intelligence. But it's not.
No, it's not. You're right.
It's just a program that does pattern recognition. It's not artificial intelligence.
You are correct.
It's not Haley Joel Osment. It's not intelligent. It's literally not. It's not
just,
intelligence.
Yeah, it's just pattern recognition.
I don't know why it took me so long to realize that it's not even the correct thing. It's not. We're calling it so much. Like we want it to be Blade Runner so badly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it. Everybody's just like, can it be Blade Runner already? Please. I want flying cars. I want robots. I want a fucking sex slave. Please.
Yeah.
And it's not here yet. So the very first time that something even looks a little tiny bit like that, they're like, oh, it's AI. Oh, it's artificial intelligence. We have it. But it's not artificial intelligence at all. It's not intelligence. It's artificial, I guess. But it's annoying me. It's like, it's not what you call it. Sorry, what are you saying?
That's called manifestation. They're manifesting it.
They're trying to manifest a robot that says, hello, sir. May I take your coat, sir? And that isn't what we have. We just have like a program that is just like designed to recognize patterns and then like try and spit out what they think the pattern is. Like that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
So I concede. I'm not going to argue this one at all because you are correct.
Yeah. Well, I think we kind of got lucky where we know someone who worked at a company, past tense, who their whole job was to work on the AI of their product. And this person actually was really struggling with that fact that like they were basically like coming to the realization that like pattern recognition AI is not good enough. And like they have to scrap it and do the whole thing from scratch. And the person that they were working for didn't want to scrap everything, obviously, because it would like lose money. But this person was like really racking their brain and was going on rants about how like what we have isn't good enough, basically, for what people are asking or hoping for from what is considered AI right now. So there are actually people that we know, and I'm sure there are many others that are working on actually figuring out, because that's the problem, right? A lot of these people that are working on this, they don't know what makes human brains actually work and how learning works. And if like that's kind of nebulous for everyone, like you can kind of boil it down, but in essence, like actual learning is very difficult to like understand. So if you can't understand it like language wise, then it's really hard to like take that language and make it into a
I guess like what they have been calling it right before, just universally saying like, oh, we're calling it AI now, and everyone's like, okay, we're calling it, we got to call it AI, we can't call it machine learning or whatever we've been calling it. I think it was machine learning. It was something model, like I forget. I think Dane, you may have mentioned it, but like
pattern recognition.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it.
That's what I think that they should call it that.
Yeah.
But machine learning is probably the closest that has been used in the past. But I don't know why it took me so long to realize that AI is just like 100% the wrong word to use for what it is.
Yeah.
I think we do that so often.
It's just a marketing thing. That's all it is.
Yes.
It's post-capitalist.
Yeah, that's a post-capitalist moment. Actually.
Yeah, I think I think we also see something like the AI art stuff, and we're like, that can't be pattern recognition alone.
It definitely is.
That's all it is.
When you're, when you're combining two different pattern recognition things, I think our brains like say,
Even
this is the next level.
Yeah, but that's super interesting that people do that, because the only thing that's happening is that the AI is practice combining things to a point where somebody goes, yes, this is acceptable, and then they learn what was acceptable.
Oh yeah.
And then they just repeat
Oh,
that.
totally.
So it is still like
I get
pattern
that. I just mean to say
recognition.
that like it's all now usable.
Yeah.
It's
No.
usable to a
Right.
fucking idiot.
So it being usable for most people
Now makes
them
it
go,
intelligent.
it's intelligent.
Yeah, that's valid. Yeah.
Isn't that the problem with humans in general,
yeah.
though? Like, useful equals intelligent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole marketing thing is super interesting. I mean, I get so pissed even just seeing claims of like fuck we always pass by this billboard that says Gigablast Internet.
Oh yeah,
Or, like,
Gigablast. Gigablast is so
yeah.
stupid.
Yeah.
That's Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
I'm gonna Gigablast.
Got a gigablast.
And it's because they don't have fucking 1 gig internet speeds at all.
Yeah.
Or whatever
Yeah.
they're trying to claim. And so they could just say fucking Gigablast, and we're
Right.
like, well, that's
It's got
close
gig
enough.
in it. Yeah.
I
Did
mean,
I tell you about my job working for like it's like a marketing agency or something that was hired to sell like internet packages or something? Like I only worked the job for like a week.
Was
It's
that
like
the
it was
phone
a sales
call
job.
one?
No, it was like a door-to-door in-person
Oh
thing.
shit!
Oh.
Yeah, I quit almost immediately because I was like, this is soul-sucking and evil.
Yeah.
But the job was to sell, and this was back in 2014, 2013. The job was to sell a package by AT&T called Fiber Internet.
Oh yeah.
That was the name of it.
Yeah,
We have
it
that
wasn't
in
fiber internet.
It was not Google Fiber. It's just that they knew that Google Fiber was like the new thing where they're just like, this is gigabit speeds. This is like insanely faster than anything you've ever. But the thing is, Google started like rolling that out only as like a specific area thing because it's like it requires you to like basically redo the entire infrastructure.
Yeah.
And in order to compete against that, AT&T and I'm sure a bunch of other places after that started rebranding themselves to include things like fiber and gigabit and like using all of those words that aren't trademarked to try and trick people into thinking that they're getting that. And it was so crazy that the first time I was like exposed to the world of like selling things,
Yeah.
they basically were just like, yeah, don't tell them that it's not that.
Yeah, just
That's
really avoid that conversation entirely.
I think that's so fucked up that is like we come back to the same thing. Like when me and Ian doing Creator Clash, the one thing that I've learned from that is like lie.
Yeah.
Like everyone's lying.
Yeah.
About everything.
Yeah. You're not gonna get any fucking like no one pats you on the back for telling the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Like people lie about their qualifications, their fucking like what they want, what they plan to do with you. They lie about. Oh my god! Do you remember those fucking assholes that tried to worm in to like do the digital
they wanted to do. There's something called a not a planner. What's it called?
It was
like a
program.
Program. Okay. Yeah, program, which basically is this little paper thing, booklet given out at the beginning of like pretty much any sporting event.
Yes.
Which tells you the makeup of the team, or in this case for boxing, who the fighters are on the card,
and the order of fights,
and the
like,
order of fights,
the weight, and everything.
Yeah, all of these it's just like something to hold on to, and it is cool. I like it. It's a souvenir that basically costs nothing.
Yeah,
and it's a way to make a little extra money
right.
at an event. Obviously, not everyone. It's not a necessary thing, but you can buy it for like I don't know, $5 to $10.
It's $2.
$2.
$2 for the physical.
Yeah.
So this was the hang up, right? We wanted a physical program.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this guy that said that he could do it, and it's gonna be like $2 if you want it. Great. If you don't, whatever. This guy wanted to sell us on a digital program.
Mm-hmm.
And we were already extremely apprehensive. And what pissed me off the most about this fucking guy was that he was swinging around this concept, and me and Justin and you, we were like, we don't want NFTs anywhere fucking near this. Like NFTs are like, especially during that time, you didn't want that.
Well, everyone was basically like getting fucking owned by having anything related to NFTs
Yes.
and their like projects. I want to say that like Amaranth or
No, yeah, it was two people who like
Yeah.
they weren't even doing
I
anything.
forget what it was.
It wasn't related.
Alpharad, I think.
Yeah, and it wasn't
Someone.
related to NFTs at all.
Yeah.
But the name of the
Thing
sounded NFT-ish, and
right.
they still got hate.
Yeah.
So we were like so we had a meeting with this guy, and I was sitting down for the first half of the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm definitely a lot more like bulldogish in business meetings. So like
she a bulldog.
I'm a battle axe, basically.
She a battle axe.
And I basically like I just said to the guy like, is this an NFT? Right. And he tried to give this like roundabout explanation.
Yeah.
Right? And when he was done the explanation,
was squirming.
He was squirming. And when he was done the explanation, I said, yeah, I don't think that this is right for us. I actually have to get up and start making dinner. I'll let, Justin and Ian finish this conversation.
That was the most fucking awkward thing in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I said no, and I got up, and apparently Bro kept going. Was it? Yeah. So he kept going. I thought it was like done. He understood that he's only doing a physical program. He showed up to the gym at the open workout and was interviewing and filming all of the fighters. And I thought that was really weird.
Yeah.
Like eyebrow raising. It's like, why do you need to film the fighters? Like, what's happening? We found out that those motherfuckers were planning to do an NFT digital program anyways.
Yeah.
And they were racking up cost. They were going and flying to Tampa and like interviewing the mayor and like telling them that it was with us. And we found all of this out. They were trying to just basically ignore that I had said no. And I think they were thinking like, if we just like keep pursuing it and show them the end product, it will be so good that they will want to pay for it.
Yeah. It's really just like fucking desperately trying to like cling on to something that in their minds is like growing.
Yeah.
And so,
Their foot in the door.
Exactly. And it's just like, it's such disgusting fucking business mogul brain.
Yeah.
It's just like, don't listen to people, fucking force your way in.
Yeah. And then lie.
Ignore shit. Like, yeah, and lie.
Like the whole thing was a lie. Didn't want to say to our face that it was an NFT. Was basically trying to like dance around it. And then when we even asked like at the open workout, we were like, "What is this for?" And the guy was like, "Oh, it's for the program."
Yeah. Yeah, for the program. And eventually, like, it was very clear we just need to like just completely like cut ties. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
We're not involved,
So
basically.
we had to stop it completely.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, like, it's one of those things like in theory I get all of it, which is exactly why the fucking business brain just like fucking forces their way through this. Is like, I can easily imagine like an NFT of a program where you can like click on it and you get a little interview from each fighter and all this sort of shit
and a tour of the building. And
it's insane to take a risk like that because number one, digital like NFT programs are not a thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Two, we're already dealing with so much risk.
Our whole event's a risk.
Period.
I don't want more risk.
Right. And then like you want to like, you're not going to suffer for making this fucking NFT.
No, yeah.
We're going to fucking suffer.
Yeah.
And also, what if it's not secure? Because that's my like one of my biggest problems with that space period is there's so many different like platforms where you can make this shit on. So there's no like uniformity where it's like, oh yeah, this is like the trusted place to go. It's like, well, there's 10 trusted places to go.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if they're trusted. No one gives a fuck about any of these places because they're just like making digital, like it's not like a Bitcoin or another currency, which you can literally turn into real money.
Yeah.
With these NFTs, a lot of the time it's like, no, you actually need someone to purchase it.
Yeah.
And that's how you would turn it into real money.
Yeah.
Like there's like a second step. So the whole thing really gross.
It was gross, and I think what was even more gross is like it felt like because I was the one who said no.
Oh yeah, that made it really easy to ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, oh, no way can this woman be actually involved, like the decision maker on anything.
Yeah, it probably didn't help that I was like, I'm gonna go make dinner now. But
True.
like honestly, we've run into so many people like that
Mm-hmm.
where we
It's
find out way after the
fucking
fact, like,
sickening.
oh, you just were fucking lying.
Yeah.
My
Oh, everything you said to me was a lie?
was just a
Okay.
lie.
Glad I had dinner with you.
Yeah,
Cool.
every time. You have to have really good radar.
Yeah.
And I think it saved us a few times, but unfortunately, you can't. Your radar isn't always working that day.
Yeah, it's either not always working or it's just like fucking
It's
you
out of
have
desperation.
one experience
Yeah.
with people. Like
Yeah.
you need multiple. Man, Fiona's just been going buck wild this whole episode. This is her favorite time of the day.
Yeah, she's playing with Yeti, which is
Well, in the
Merlin's.
episode that you forgot to record, she was going buck wild, so she's like making
True.
up for like
Oh,
how did we had to re-record our part. Well, she's
Yeah.
like, okay, now I have to re-record my part for that
True.
too.
Yeah. I got these fucking awesome pictures of her. I'll probably post along with this.
Cool.
She's like holding up this. Well, it's Merlin's toy. It's a little Yeti toy,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just like almost like flinging it into the air.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
She is so sweet.
But yes. Oh man, what have you been up to, Dane?
Well, over the last couple days, I had been editing the Portal playthrough, which has just started going up on YouTube and is available right now
Woo!
on Patreon in full. If you're watching this, you have access to it.
Nice.
So if you wanted to watch all 2.5 hours of us playing Portal 1 all the way through
Mm-hmm.
from beginning to end, that's like one of the games that we completed.
Yeah.
We played a Jimmy Neutron game for like an hour, and we gave up very quickly, but it was very fun and funny, and like there were a lot of funny bits. So I just edited that into one big long 45-minute long episode. So that's going to be going up like either the day that this bog goes up or around there, and then a week later I'll put it out on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys get access to that. That's what I've been doing. I know that this all sounds like a content advertisement, but literally that's what I've been doing.
Oh yeah,
is just
no, I'm
doing that.
relate.
It's funny, Dane, because like on my stream yesterday, I was like, "Yeah, we got a couple Let's Plays coming out." One of them is a Jimmy Neutron game that I played, and someone in the chat was like, "Oh my god, please tell me it was Rise of the Twonkies."
Oh.
And
It was
like,
Attack of the Twonkies.
or Attack of the Twonkies, and I was
yeah.
yeah, actually, that is what it was. And like 3 people in chat were like, "No way! I freaking love that
shit.
game!" So like,
Oh my god.
people are excited about
Attack of the Twonkies.
Well, I will say we did think it was funny playing the game, but it was a hard game to play.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah. So but it made for good
Yeah.
playthrough, I
It
think.
feels like a classic kind of like kids game where
Yeah.
it is like I could imagine being like very nostalgic about it, especially being transported into the Jimmy Neutron world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is our first foray into playing a game that I would say doesn't hold up. Which
Yeah.
I think is a funny genre of Let's Play.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see what people think of it because so far we've played like good games.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what people think about us playing a not so good game.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. I think it'll be fun to experiment like when we find something that, you know, maybe doesn't hold up, but one of us is nostalgic about it, so we go all the way through kind of thing.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
We're mostly nostalgic about Jimmy Neutron as a character in the show and the movie
Right.
and stuff. So that
Yeah.
was our connection to it.
True.
But it was fun. It was fun, and
yeah. I love
yeah,
the
and
Portal
then-
playthrough. The Portal playthrough, I've only watched the first episode so far.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. If you have access
Well,
to the maximum
I-
damage thing. You can
Oh,
watch it.
No. I published it like literally an hour before we started recording.
Oh, okay.
So the first episode is literally out now.
Nice.
okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the
Epic.
thumbnail for that one. Like
Yeah.
you and Anisa as the little fucking little pods,
Oh,
the little fucking
yeah.
guys.
That's so
Mhm.
funny.
Yeah, that's great. Although I realize that it is inaccurate for the like last episode, probably, or second to last episode, where Dane takes control.
What?
True.
This already has. I'm kind of shocked. This already has 48 likes.
Yeah,
It's only been up for an hour.
people like the gaming content.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well,
it's so
here's
chill.
the thing: the way that YouTube works now, if you watch a series from a content creator, then YouTube will just keep showing you videos like that. So people who are watching only the gaming stuff are probably just getting recommended the gaming stuff, and people who watch only the podcast stuff are probably getting only the podcast stuff.
That's awesome.
So I think that YouTube just sorts it like
Better.
automatically, which
Yeah.
is why I think the shit usually just goes to people who are watching it consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's
Fucking-
loving it. Lots of positive.
Yeah.
That's so
Great.
nice.
Yeah. Gaming. We're all gamers here.
Yeah.
Every one of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Even those guys down in the corner there.
Huh?
These guys down in the corner there. These two people.
Who are you pointing at?
Yeah. What are you pointing at?
I'm pointing at you and me.
Oh,
Like in the
yeah,
wild.
Okay.
Oh, I
okay.
see.
That was like a portal moment.
Yeah, because someone on the recent podcast said some shit like, I was gone for like 3 months or something. Like, why are there so many camera angles? Something like that. And I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I think I've asked you this before, but would you ever want to play Hearthstone on the channel, or is that like a completely privated Ian
I would
moment
love
game?
playing Hearthstone.
Ian would freaking coom in his freaking bloomers if he could.
I coom in my bloomers. I like that. That feels like some type of Australian slang. Oh, you blooming in your cooming in your bloomers.
Blooming in your coomers.
That's a blooming coomer. She had a blooming cooter.
That's what I order at that restaurant.
Steakhouse, Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah,
Is
Outback
it bloomin'
Steakhouse.
cooter?
Yeah,
Can I get a blooming cooter, please?
Coot. The gaming stuff feels so sacred to me. It's like just positive.
I know.
It's funny.
It's like, what do you have to say? It's like, the only thing people have to say in that shit is like, do a finale with you guys playing the mini games,
Yeah.
or I'm sad y'all didn't go for
Finish
longer.
Baldur's Gate, or like,
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like so.
please,
Relevant.
please let the gaming stuff grow. Please let the Let's Play stuff grow.
We just have to keep doing it.
Yeah,
I'm on my
That's the
hands
secret.
and knees.
You build up like a huge library of it, and eventually it'll just boost
Yeah.
everything up. That's just
Yeah.
how YouTube is.
I agree.
Yes.
I concur. I had some thoughts. Oh,
Has the internet ever seen us kiss? has the internet ever seen us kiss?
I don't know. Probably like on the forehead, on the cheek.
Pretty
real
sure you-
subtle type shit.
Pretty sure you kissed at the end of the fight
Oh,
from the second.
Oh,
I don't know
probably.
why I think that,
No,
but I'm pretty
I-
sure I saw that live, and in my mind I was like, oh, I don't think that's ever happened before.
yeah. No. You are correct. We did kiss.
That's the place to be fucking kissing,
There's
right?
a picture of
True.
me, like a really good picture
Right.
that I love,
Uh-huh.
that someone took of us kissing in
Oh.
the ring, and like you can see the fans in the back.
Man, I gotta make that shit like a post on
Yeah,
Instagram or
It's
something, because we
sweet.
don't really have much of that.
yeah. It's a very, very precious photo. Like
Yeah,
it's one of those photos where like you keep it and show
yeah.
someone at some
That's
point.
Well said. It is one of those types of things. It's what humans do.
Yeah, it's. But I was just realizing, because we're not really. I mean, I'm not on. Obviously, I'm not on your channel at all.
Mhm.
But even like here, like this is like we're sitting in different seats, and like I mean, not that I'm saying we should be making out on the internet, but I just had
You
that
guys should just
thought.
have one seat.
I'll
you should
sit on your lap.
Sit on Ian's lap the whole
I'll
podcast.
I'll talk into your
That would be
mic.
the most fucking awkward shit ever.
Yeah.
Even as a joke, joke. I'm like, that's so
You
crazy.
know what would be cool for a Halloween costume?
Huh.
If we could choose one of two ways, if we want to play into things or if we want to do the opposite. But one of us dress up as like a ventriloquist dummy for lines,
Oh.
and the other one sit on the lap,
Oh, of the okay.
and then one of us acts
Right,
like we're
right.
being like,
Puppeteered.
yeah.
Nice. I like that idea.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool.
Good.
Well, Ian would have to be the dummy in order for people to be like,
Mm-hmm.
this is like in real life.
Yeah,
Actually, it would work both ways
it would.
because of the puppet master.
Puppet master thing.
Comment.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
thing.
So.
Which, by
That
the
thing
way,
you-
for the people fucking watching who don't understand that reference, it's just like a complete lie made up by like I guess people who are watching all of the Sam Hyde content.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't even know that. You told me that, and my mind was blown. I was like, "Oh, when did you say you were a puppet master?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "I never said that. I don't know why people made that
Yeah.
up."
What?
I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
For people
Yeah,
who
that was
claim-
shocking to me.
Well, for people who claim that they know you, like that is literally the least Ian like
thing to
coded
say.
thing to say. Like I can't imagine you ever saying something
Yeah.
like that. Like you just like in the shadows,
Mhm.
you're like, I'm usually
Well,
the master."
The way I had imagined it when I believed that you had said that, the way I had imagined it in my head was that you do this thing a lot where sometimes you want to say something, but you can't think of the right word for it. I do this too.
Oh,
So it was very relatable. And
Yeah.
I think maybe you were like trying to talk about like usually scripting your shit out or like usually doing things that are more controlled,
uh-huh.
which makes sense because you do make like videos where you do editing and things like that.
Yeah.
And I thought you were just describing that experience and you had just used an unfortunate turn of phrase.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
And I immediately I was just like, oh, he didn't mean that like nefariously. So even in the world where you did say that,
right.
people who know you know that like what you could have meant by that
Mhm.
wasn't evil. So it was just it was even funny that way.
Yeah.
And then I find out that that's not even true at all. So it was just even funnier.
No, my explanation for it is basically like, yeah, I had explained that with working with Fatty and working with Dax, I had control.
Mhm.
Like there was like, whatever I suggested they were down for,
Mhm.
or even if they weren't down for, there's a lot of things that Dax wasn't down for, but like there was some amount of like
Communication.
Okay, I can kind of
Let's
tell
solve. this.
tell the story
Yeah.
in a way that makes sense.
Yeah.
And with the documentary with Sam, it was just like I just kind of have to go through it and let someone else essentially dictate what the whole thing is.
Yeah. Which I mean,
Yeah.
not a documentary.
Which, by the way, if people are curious, the one thing that I remember Dax not being down for is we asked him to do a Joker monologue,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he was like, "I don't want to do that." And we're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, sure."
Yeah.
But I thought that was just a funny line to draw out of all the
Mhm.
things we're doing because we were like, "Oh, do you want to go and talk to strangers on the street and ask them if you want to be a part of a smoothie game show?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then we said, "Do you want to do an impression of the Joker for 10 seconds?" He said, "No, I'll never do that. You can never make me do that."
Yeah.
So I think this is funny what his lines are.
Yeah, exactly.
Because to me, it's like that's opposite for me. Or I'm just like, yeah, I'll do the Joker thing, but I'm not gonna fucking do the other thing. That's too scary.
Yeah, I'm the exact same way. It was so nerve-wracking for me to walk around and ask people like Dax was doing, hey, I was like so much more like coy, it felt like,
Mm-hmm.
and embarrassed than Dax was to
Yeah.
talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
I think one of the
You
most
like Minecraft?
it's really interesting to me because I feel like the documentaries, like really truly what you are trying to do with those is like just showcase interesting people and how they actually are, like closer to what they are in real life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's so fascinating how many people take the position that you're mocking them.
Yeah.
I always thought that was so weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certain things that you can obviously take away, like any laughing at someone,
Yeah.
and also with like editing. I think particularly with the Fatty one, it's like
yeah.
Fatty says a lot of funny shit, and like
Yeah.
you do a compilation of him saying funny shit, and it's like if you have like bad intentions, you can easily interpret that as making fun of him.
Yeah.
It's just like a matter of you know, what your perspective is.
I really liked the garage closing and papers falling out.
That shit was so funny, man. Like, I don't know.
The codes for something big.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
codes for something big.
I just really liked, I don't
Yeah.
know that, but I know you're
Uh-huh.
right. I mean, art is up for interpretation. People
Yeah.
are allowed to interpret whatever
And
they want.
As
But-
the editor of those, I will say it is intentionally designed to have an arc. And Ian is a character in the story.
yeah,
And at the beginning of the Airsoft Fatty documentary, Ian is more mean because he's representing the initial reaction to seeing this character. He's in like
Mhm.
he's representing the idea of like, what the fuck is this fat guy with a lightsaber? He's a loser.
yeah.
And then as it progresses, it he has an arc of like, oh, this guy's just having a good time in his backyard. Maybe we shouldn't be so mean about it.
Yeah.
Like, so I think if people are like, oh, interpreting those documentaries as being mean spirited, maybe they should watch the whole thing and like
Yeah.
maybe have a little bit of like, I don't know, media literacy or something.
Yeah.
That's what I like
But-
about Dane is he's got media literacy on lock.
yeah.
I appreciate that. I think that's
I think it just makes me. This is why I bring it up because there's been people that you've wanted to work with the documentary, and their first reaction is like, "I don't want to be made fun of,"
uh-huh.
and I like. There's like this weird thing that's going on where like there are people that suggest people for you to do documentaries on, and it's very obvious why they're suggesting those people
Mhm.
because I think they are missing the mark of what the documentaries are meant to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, do it on Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like it does make me sad because I feel like it closes the door to like making documentaries. Like maybe you just need to make more to communicate what it's meant to
Mhm.
be.
Yeah.
But it feels like because the thing is that both Airsoft Fatty and Dax Flame are open, trusting people.
Mhm.
And so it was easy for you to like collaborate with them.
Yeah.
There have been some people in the past that you've tried to collaborate with that are not open
Mhm.
and trusting people that you didn't get to make a documentary on, and it sucks because I think if you could have made a documentary on those people,
Yeah.
that people would be like, okay, I'm starting to get the
Vibe.
of what this is meant to be.
Right.
But the two like jovial, happy, trusting people are the two people that ended up
Mhm.
having a
Yeah. I will say, like, those documentaries were so fun to film.
Yeah.
And, like, it felt like the turnaround time on them was pretty quick, all things considered.
yeah.
I think for the Dax one, I think we were probably a little bit, like, a little bit more, what would be the word? Like, ambitious as far as, like, we wanted it to have some cool crescendo. So, like, doing a game show was, like, very kind of like extra work, but it felt like, you know, doing both those documentaries, it was like very quick and easy to do. And now when I think about it, I'm like, oh man, like a lot of these documentaries ideas are not like, oh, let's spend a week in Battle Creek and film what we got and then edit it. A lot of them are
All of
like-
the ideas that we've had so far for new documentaries have been like ones that we cannot film in 1 week.
yeah.
We have to film pieces of it over time,
Mhm.
and that's a little bit more daunting probably.
Yeah. Very overwhelming.
So I don't know. We still need to maybe just come up with, if you want to focus on getting a documentary out,
Yeah.
just try and focus on the idea of getting a documentary made that you can film in 1 week.
Yeah.
That 100% of it will be shot in 1 week, and then we'll have everything, and then it's just up to me from there, basically.
Yeah.
That's smart, actually. I do think that's a smart thing to do. I feel bad. I feel like I keep hijacking the podcast for like meta conversations, but these are like super interesting things that I
Yeah, I
think.
don't think you're hijacking anything.
Yeah, what are people here to listen to us talk about? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we have a lot of ideas cooking in the grill. Yeah, a lot of ideas on the grill.
On the Barbie.
And I'm wondering, like, it kind of sucks a little bit because I think people are way more, like, people are interesting. And so I do like the idea of going and, you know, meeting some interesting characters and just kind of making it like a little bit like, not necessarily low effort, but with like lower expectations than what I maybe had for the Dax Flame
Oh, would you do
documentary.
a documentary on a commentary YouTuber?
If there was anything to get out of it,
I think
I feel like it would be. I mean, I guess shadowing them and just asking questions would be fine. I guess.
the goal, I feel like, of these, or the theme of these documentaries have been like humanizing
Mm-hmm.
people,
Right.
like, you know, going and meeting people and humanizing them.
Right.
And I think a lot of people are probably really curious on like what is going on.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for the ones, like, if there was one that was, like, more open
Hmm.
and willing to, like, just hang out for a week, I mean, that could be a good option. And to be honest, like,
It's the trust that's the issue.
yeah, that's going to be hard to, like, gain trust.
But I want to put it out there to all that I'm sure there's some
Uh-huh.
commentary YouTubers watching this, because I know that this is
Right,
their,
they're around.
source of food.
Yeah.
We don't have any ill will towards you. So if you want to hang out
Yeah.
for a documentary, we'll do it. We're not
Mhm.
we're too old to be angry about it. So, you know, you don't have to have your guard up
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, and we're also not afraid of fucking videos being made about us because a quick YouTube search will find out that there have already been many videos made about everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Me changing my last name, my wife existing,
Yeah.
my wife being a succubus, my wife being a harlot,
Yeah.
My wife-
OnlyFans,
Sucking shit out of a straw.
sucking shit out of a straw.
Yeah. Every time I've ever talked about your celiacs, but never any times that you've talked about your celiac.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, it can't get worse.
No. So like I don't know, there really isn't much of an incentive other than for us to make a banger video,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, it's not I don't interpret these documentaries, which is why the Sam Hyde documentary was so unfortunate, is I didn't go into that, nor did I go into the Dax Flame or the Airsoft Fatty one thinking this is a winner or loser situation.
Yeah.
It's way more of a like
It's a collaborative effort to make something
right.
interesting.
Let's just
like-
hang out and see what happens.
Yes, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, sometimes some like embarrassing or cringe or whatever like funny stuff comes out of it.
Mhm.
But like you can't have like no one's life is a fluff piece. Like no one's life is
Everyone.
all epic every step of the way.
Yeah. And that's what
Um,
makes it interesting.
Yes.
What makes it interesting is that there are pieces of you that like are funny,
Mhm.
or pieces of you that are like serious or sad, or like that's, I mean, I don't know. So this is my like, I just know that there's this
I
is
mean
the
it's
target
good.
place to put
I
it out.
agree. Yeah, it's a good thing to like float that out there because I'm totally down for that. Because it is interesting. That is a world that I'm like obviously we're adjacent to.
Yeah.
And involved in,
Yeah.
and I think seeing it from like the other side a little bit would be fascinating.
It's just
You know,
sticking your mouth in the lion's head. I
Yeah.
mean, that's interesting in of itself.
totally. Yeah, and I there's other interesting characters as well that I'd like to talk to, and like I really love specifically what we captured with the fatty one and like kind of going through the daily life. I kind of wish we did that a little bit more with Dax,
Mm-hmm.
where
We did.
we did.
Yeah, but I think the roadblock that we ran into is that Dax's daily life is not nearly as interesting as Airsoft Fatty's daily
Right.
life.
Well, I guess I mean to say that like Airsoft Fatty doesn't like do the
Off-roading.
off-roading in the minivan every day for sure.
That was so epic.
Maybe Dax's life would be actually a lot more interesting now that he has like more connections, and I think
Yes.
he's doing things a little bit more often.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He was
for
in
sure.
a rest period when you caught him.
Right.
Yeah,
was
back
sleeping.
then he was. The story we were telling was that he was trying to recover
Right.
from a down period. So
Yeah.
he was
True.
doing down period stuff, which was just, going to work and hanging out.
Right.
He was on that
Yeah.
grind.
Mm-hmm. But I think there are people out there who can have that, somewhere in the middle of that where, you can show them on a more exaggerated, exciting day.
I think what would excite me most about a commentary YouTuber video is that, like, so much of their content isn't them.
Mm-hmm. Right,
That,
right.
like, just having a full portrait of them illuminated
Mm-hmm.
would be very interesting.
Yeah, because I totally agree. Because that's just like the other side of it, and
Yeah.
I think that dichotomy is like super interesting. It's
Yeah.
like you don't like. I mean, it would be even more interesting, I think, if it was like a faceless commentator
True.
who then basically says like, yeah, I'm willing to show my face for the sake of this documentary, and that will be like my face reveal, to make it like kind of an interesting thing and give it a little bit more like punch.
Yeah.
Or it's like, yeah, just like I'm good for all of this, just blur my face the whole time,
Oh,
for the whole thing.
Interesting.
Because I think that would still be interesting, because they would basically be admitting like, yeah, I don't want my identity known.
Yeah.
That's important to me, because a lot of them use that as kind of the excuse or the reasoning why they won't show their face is because safety, being anonymous, like you receive death threats, people can't, whatever.
Fire me from my job.
Right, shit like that. But if we obscure their face the whole time and just use their voice, like what more, like even if we also don't say specifically where they live, I think there is an avenue, as long as there's trust there, that we're still showing how they live, what their daily
Are there
routine's
commentary
like.
YouTubers who don't show their face?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so
I thought that like the idea of remaining anonymous and having a big YouTube channel was relatively dead.
No, I think my personal thought is that like it does limit you from going to like a higher, more like mainstream level.
Yeah, but if you want to sit at like 60,000,
but
to
yeah, if you're happy
100,000,
with the revenue you're making or whatever, and the clout that you have and all of that, like
you can sit there safely.
Yeah, and just
yeah. There's a ceiling, but it exists, and there's quite a few of them. I think...
feel like it definitely corresponds with how like shitty and like toxic the topics that you discuss are, or how parasocial the topics you discuss are. Because you look at like, if you think of commentary YouTuber, it's like maybe you think of Drew Gooden, maybe you think of Danny Gonzalez or Jarvis.
Yeah, whenever you were like throwing these around, I immediately was just like, you want to do a Ludwig documentary? Like that's immediately what I was thinking. I was like, what does Ludwig do all day?
No,
I almost it's so that's interesting. So no, not a Ludwig documentary. Although I mean, hey, if he's got something interesting going on, but all of them who are like very like active, like the more like well known your name is, like the less likely that you are going to be doing these like really parasocial kind of weird videos about
like
other people.
Yeah, the downfall of type beat.
And then as you
so you're thinking more of like a Torquay Tom.
Yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah. What do you think of that, Dane? Because you're obviously
I don't know if
you need to be passionate about it too.
I mean, I think it's like psychologically interesting why people are parasocially obsessed with stuff, but I also have a feeling that maybe the people making these videos don't feel as strongly about it as their audience do. They just know that it's a grind, and that's why they do it. That's my like kind of more optimistic feeling on it. Maybe is that maybe these people secretly don't care that much
for the revenue.
Yeah. So maybe if you could find someone who's willing to expose that kind of idea about themselves, if it's right or true, if you have something like that, I think that would be an interesting revelation to come about in a documentary like that. But I'm just thinking like, well, if you talk to somebody and they're just like, oh yeah, I just like making these videos because I'm obsessed about it and it's like really weird.
No one's gonna say that.
No one's gonna say that. I feel like
no. I know, but saying it in their own way. I feel like I don't know. It's maybe eking into Sam Hyde kind of area where it could be like so heavily misinterpreted by the audience that it like does the opposite of what the intended effect is. So there is that danger, I think.
Right.
So it is. I feel like it is a risk for that reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
so
true.
It's entirely dependent on like the character. that
Yeah.
we make it on.
Right.
I
Because
think you would
whether
have to
it's
meet first, probably, and
maybe,
like
yeah,
talk and
yeah,
see what
Yeah.
is up.
I think it would have to be a lot of back and forth until you're basically like, okay, like do you get the concept? Do you trust me to
It's
do
more like,
this?
do you trust me? And then do you have more to add other than,
Right.
I believe the things that I'm putting out there, and I enjoy
Yeah.
seeing.
It's so hard though, man, because like
which
it
is weird.
kills the premise of a documentary in some ways.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, say you do interview somebody who is that way, where they're just like, yeah, I believe in everything that I'm doing, and I think that it's like a good source of content, and they fully believe in it, which is something that obviously you fundamentally disagree with.
Mm-hmm.
So just presenting that idea and saying like, this is strange, like basically like framing it that way
Right.
could come off bad because
Uh-huh.
people who are going to be watching a documentary about commentary YouTubers are going to agree with the person. They're
Right,
going to be
of
like, "Oh yeah,
course.
this is good content." I don't know why this iDubbbz guy is so fucking stuck up about it, because
Yeah.
that was like basically what
Mhm.
happened with the Sam Hyde thing.
Totally. Yeah, that's like a really hard. That's why I don't know. In some ways, I feel like the answer for something like that is more of a juxtaposition, where it's like, all right, let's look at a YouTuber who's on like one end of the spectrum, and then find someone who's more like a YouTuber who's got more of a face, and they're doing a similar thing, but maybe they're not going to I guess like other people's YouTube channels and like scraping them to find like dirt or whatever. They're instead being like, "Oh, I found this fucking
Movie
movie that I
that I don't like.
that was not very funny at all.
Yeah.
It was very cringe." And like I don't know, having a bit more of a juxtaposition behind the reasoning. But I think you're right. I think ultimately it comes down to like, what do you find entertaining? And it's like for a lot of those people, it's like it's drama alert. It's fucking people chatting shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess I just always find things that feel like that rock hasn't been turned over
right,
interesting.
totally.
In the same way that the Sam Hyde thing was
Uh-huh.
interesting because that rock had never been turned over.
Uh-huh.
No one had ever like gone over and been like, I actually wonder what's under this rock.
Yeah,
We now know why no one's
yeah,
done
Because
that.
there's a bunch of fucking bugs and snakes.
But it's like it is an interesting premise of
Yeah.
like, let's turn over the rock and see what's under it.
Uh-huh.
And if you turn under the rock and it's like predictable,
yeah.
then obviously like that's boring.
Like,
I
damn,
think-
Right.
there's just dirt under this rock.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it like this: like, if Sam Hyde hadn't orchestrated everything that happened whenever you went there, and there was no reveal of it
Mm-hmm.
to kind of give the documentary that kind of like twist ending, then I don't know if that documentary would have ever even come out.
Yeah, because there was nothing to it.
Because it was just
Basically.
like you hung out with Sam Hyde. He was exactly what he is like in all of his videos, and there was no moment of like
Aha.
revelation.
Yeah.
It was just you were just there, and he was being his on camera self the entire time, and that's not interesting.
Yeah.
So like I remember we were talking about it, was like even while you were still there, like before you even found out
Mhm.
that he had orchestrated all that stuff, I think we were in talks. We were just like, yeah, I don't know, this might be a dud. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
because our goal with it is to expose some sort of interesting thing about this
Right.
character that no one knows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you go to, say, a commentary YouTuber and they basically just spout everything that they always spout in their videos to you and don't like expose any sort of truth or anything about themselves, then it'll be wasted time. So
Yeah.
I think choosing the character and maybe finding somebody who you think might be more willing to expose
Mhm.
an interesting part of themselves is the most important thing.
See,
for
here's the
that.
problem. Even when I hear you talking about this, like, I think to some people that make content like that, like the way that their brains work, from what I've heard on, like, from them talking, basically, is like, you use the word expose, and I could imagine, like, it's somebody, like let's say somebody's watching this right now, and they heard you say, like, expose, and they're like, these fucking idiots are telling me that they want to trick me into exposing myself.
Right,
Like,
right.
why would I sign up for that? Instead of like taking the interpretation of like showing something interesting that
Right.
like makes them a three-dimensional
Yep.
character
Yeah.
Right.
beyond
Let
the
me yeah, like let me use an example of the ones that we've already made. Like Airsoft Fatty exposed that he has like a very difficult home life,
yeah.
that he has like these routines that he's like stuck in, so like any sort of like revisiting of his childhood is what basically keeps him going.
Mhm.
Like those kind of psychological things are revealed in the documentary that he doesn't reveal on camera in his videos. All of his videos are surface level, and we're exposing it in a deeper level,
To
not
humanize.
necessarily not necessarily exposing a dark part, because you're right, the word expose has this negative connotation attached to it for some reason. But when I'm using it here, I don't really want to use a different word because that's
Yeah.
an accurate way to describe it. But when I'm using it here, I just mean,
Bringing to the surface.
revealing something interesting. It doesn't
Yeah.
need to be negative, and
Mhm.
it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
So,
That's like, I think the biggest thing is like, and ultimately what fell flat with the Sam documentary is like trust.
Mhm.
There was no trust. And if
Mhm.
there's no trust, you can't collaborate on something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can against your will, which
Yeah.
is what ended up being on both sides. It was like a collaboration against your will
Yeah.
for both of you, I guess. And if like we were to do something like that with an individual, there needs to be
Yeah. It needs to be different.
it needs to have trust.
Totally.
Even if it's a difficult character, that there is emotions, it needs to be all put out on the table. We need to know exactly how the other person is feeling. They need to know how we're feeling. And then we can move forward with making something potentially interesting if we want to like try to play with fire again in that way. I guess,
Yeah.
you know.
That's fair. I think it'd be worth it for the immediate to focus on something safer, something that isn't going to be like,
Yeah.
It's not going to need as much trust building and
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like more of a risk.
Yeah, because
obviously.
I mean that community is just so like, I came from it, and like, basically just exposing any part of yourself is potentially a risk. It's like, oh, I don't have anything to worry about right now because people don't know shit about my life and they don't care about it, and I don't want to give people a reason to care about it. So I think there is a way where that can be done, but it definitely has to be with the right trusting person, and needs to come at the right time.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think you and I have said this before. For our next documentary, it should be something along the lines of the type of vibe that the first two gave,
I totally
which
agree.
is that hanging out, having fun, doing something together, that exposes this character's like
Humanity.
vibe, humanity. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting, man. The type of like suggestions people give, like after the Fatty one and after the Dax one, it was just like fucking report of the week,
Yeah.
World of Shirts, even.
Ugh, World of Shirts.
It's like the World of Shirts one would 100% be like, y'all are like driving this guy,
to death.
like to death.
Yeah.
Like
That's just a depressing.
y'all need to not, be this
involved. Yeah.
Like he's already got a horrible situation
I
on his
know.
hands.
I feel so bad.
And it's like that's a scary thing to even get involved in as well, because he has gotten fucking like, sure, he's done a lot of bad stuff for sure, but he's gotten treated very weirdly by a lot of people
his
online.
reality, not even online, in person.
In
like
person,
his reality
they show
so
up.
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when you're that disoriented with reality.
I don't think
the human brain's not supposed to put up with that.
Yeah.
So
it's very ugh.
I wouldn't want to even put.
I know.
Yeah.
It's weird. At this point, it's kind of like it almost feels like the Chris Chan thing as well, where it's like you have all these different characters who are like you're not just watching, you're not a hate watcher, like all you fuckers are like getting involved in this shit. Like, this is weird.
Yeah. It's too much.
So yeah, definitely want to avoid people like that. I want to find like a gem, a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
who hasn't been, explored, and maybe it's like a positive thing for them.
Yeah, I want it to be a positive thing for the person that the
Mhm.
documentary is being made about.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Mhm.
where
Yeah.
it just makes them seem like it's like taking a strawberry ice cream and like maybe adding a mix in that makes it a little bit more complex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So people go, oh, no, it's an extra delicious ice cream.
Well, I
That's
don't
what
know
I
if I've
want.
ever said this on here, but I definitely have told you before that I personally believe that like the most important thing for a documentary is that the perspective of the storyteller has to be coming from a place of compassion, no matter
Yes.
what it is.
Yes.
No matter what it is. Like I think that you watch any of the Louis Theroux documentaries, which is I think probably where the most inspiration for the type of documentaries we make comes from. No
Mhm.
matter what the subject is, he's asking questions not to get people.
Mhm.
It's just out of curiosity,
Mhm.
and he approaches these things really from a place of compassion. I think that that is like essential
I
because
agree.
if you don't do that, then it's not a documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that unfortunately, um, that was missed in the Sam Hyde documentary. But I think, you know, that was a learning experience for me and
Yeah.
you, that you just got to make sure that you, I don't know,
More
I don't
research.
more research, more
More
communication,
interactions
yeah,
before
Yeah.
diving into it.
Yeah. More.
More listening to friends and colleagues who
Yeah.
have experience around it,
Yeah.
true.
et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So,
But then again, Sam, I think, which is why he was so interesting, is like truly a diamond in the rough. Like he is uniquely impossible to work with.
yeah.
Like there was,
Does that make someone a diamond in the rough, but hard to
well,
work with?
A fucking
yeah,
shit in the rough.
I mean,
Well, I
there
just
you go,
like
shit in a row. Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I
like
actually have no idea what diamond in the rough means.
it's just rare. It's rare.
rare.
I
But
think
I-
it's very
Weird.
rare that we'll ever work with someone that difficult to work with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that. I think that like the weird thing about that one is like I was so removed from all of that. The decision
Yeah.
to do it, going there, I was like, I very much like, especially with Ian's documentaries, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I'm not even going to touch. Like when I was told that this was happening, I was like, don't die. Like that was like my only thing.
Right.
And it's weird because I feel like I got really heavily dragged in, and I was like trying to stay the fuck away.
I know. It's fucking...
That was inevitable with that crowd, though.
Yeah.
I will say, diamond in the rough, interestingly, says a person who is generally good of character but lacks manners, education, or style. So
Oh.
it's like very
Is that
like
AI?
not.
What is
No, this is dictionary. This is Oxford
That-
Languages.
that?
The
Sounds
phrase
not right.
"in the rough" refers to in a natural state without decoration or
Yeah,
treatment.
before it's been shined
Yeah,
and like
yeah. So I was always picturing it like the diamond is surrounded by a bunch of dirt and shit. It is
Yeah.
like sitting
Yeah.
in the
I
rough,
picture that too, but it's saying it's a diamond before it's been like cut.
polished, and
Yeah, and
Oh.
beautified.
yeah.
Like you don't know
You
how
know what?
good it could be.
I was
You know what
thinking
fucked up?
huh?
You know what fucked up that for us? I think is Aladdin,
Oh.
because Aladdin is referred to multiple times in that movie as a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
But his character is like he's just a good person
Mhm.
underneath it all.
Mhm.
You know, he's just he has a bad home life,
Mhm.
basically.
Yeah.
So like in my mind I was like, oh yeah, a diamond in the rough, like Aladdin.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember Aladdin too well. Yeah, and then the other definition is in difficulties. So, like, the example I
Huh.
gave was even before the recession hit, the project was in the rough.
Mm.
So,
Okay, interesting.
I don't know. Very
Okay, well maybe what we're
flexible.
looking for is hidden gem.
I hate.
Hidden when it comes to like somebody that we want to
Yes.
make a documentary about.
The
A
word
gem
I would
that is hidden in the bush.
I mean, the word I would use is landmine, personally.
Right. Avoid the landmines to find the gems in the
hidden
soil.
gems.
Yeah.
And if you 2 gems in the hand is worth 3 gems in the bush.
And
and Jed
one
Bush.
landmine is worth negative all your gems.
Is worth negative aura.
Negative aura.
Hitting the negative aura.
Yeah, I've been liking that negative aura thing.
It's
been
just a
seeing that
rebrand.
lot on TikTok.
It's just a rebrand of an idea that we've seen a million times.
Really?
Is my issue with it. Yeah,
Like
it's just
what?
like just saying like, oh, negative, like you're cringe or something. You did something cringe. Like, that's literally
true.
all
That
it
is
is.
what all the memes are, though, right?
Yeah, it's
Basically.
just
All the
finding new
memes.
ways-
Yeah, all the memes.
All
new
the
ways to
memes.
find you cringe. or
Yeah,
find
like
cringe.
the one I
Yeah,
was seeing before that was like, oh, fucking negative 1,000 Riz.
Oh, what about my favorite one was the social currency. The
Yeah,
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, I feel like all those lately have been that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're gamifying cringe.
Favorite smoke to pack. I mean, favorite pack to smoke. Go.
What the hell are you talking about? The favorite pack I like to smoke?
Yeah.
What's this?
French onion pack.
Mine's the Rip Bozo pack.
Oh, cool. Rip Bozo.
Rip Bozo. What about you,
Alright.
Dane?
Are you using like some sort of like Gen Z, Gen Alpha
Slangamajig?
I think
slang
so.
majig that I don't understand? What does that
Sometimes-
mean?
Sometimes somebody's like,
Oh.
smoking that whatever pack.
Hold up, guys. I forgot. We got 16 comments on the last bog,
Oh.
and that was just the video only. I think there's another 10.
Oh my
On the
god.
Oh, so you
audio.
want to do some on buds?
Yeah,
were we even
let's
talking
really
about?
do it right quick.
Okay.
I'm starting to love this character, Jesus Freak 777.
Bless.
They say, I love that crucifix on the wall. The Lord is simply amazing
Bless.
and is to be worshipped. Bless you, friends.
Well, believe us, we are worshiping it. Thank
they
you.
posted this 16 hours ago because I think they saw some like hate that we were getting online or whatever. Jesus Freak posted again. They say, I see so many people online trying to cast stones upon you both. Know that the Lord watches over thee, protects you, and sets you apart should you call on him. He is the King of peace, and I can assure you that. John 15:18-19. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world, it would love you as its own, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
Okay, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It was
And-
very
and-
difficult to follow, though,
What?
for me.
It's literally saying like Jesus was hated when he walked the earth.
No, it seemed like it was saying Jesus chose you or God
So
chose
that's the
you.
end of
So that's
it,
why
yeah.
people hate you.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
basically saying like, because Jesus, I think this is actually a very sweet. I'm gonna interpret it.
Mhm.
Jesus was hated for showing love to people and things that were not treated fairly in the world.
Mhm.
And he was hated, largely because he is people say
Yeah.
God. I think love, in general, like he
Yeah.
was very for love, and people who also stand for love and trying to do the right thing are often received poorly in the world during their time, and I think that's very sweet.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Epic.
And Ian, maybe this verse will be more applicable to you. It's Genesis 4:17 that says, if you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw rocks.
I don't think that's true.
Do you live in a glass house?
Moving on.
Wait, my dad used to say that to me all the time.
If you live in a glass house, you shouldn't throw rocks
Yeah.
around
Yeah,
because you'll break it.
yeah.
That's not a fucking thing in the Bible, right?
No, it's not.
Okay, good. Because I wasn't sure in the last second. I was like, maybe how would they have phrased it in that time?
Yeah.
Did they have glass?
That is
Surely.
They have houses.
Yeah. Or what did they call them?
They have houses.
Um,
I think they were called huts.
Yeah, there were huts. RS says, sorry to hear Dane got fired from the podcast again. We just
Oh, right,
recorded
'cause I-
without him.
Oh yeah.
F.
We got another name for our Boglodites. They're called Vivancilidites.
Oh,
Those are the ones that are taking Vyvanse.
yeah.
Those are the ones who have ADHD. Um, Andrew says, "Have you guys heard of the Binding of Isaac or played it?" And yes, we have. All of
Yeah.
us have.
My friend, who's a streamer, she got huge off of Binding of Isaac. That's
Mhm.
like her game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Northern Lion,
Yeah. Northern
huge
Lion.
Binding of Isaac
Okay, well,
guy.
are they saying that we should play Binding of Isaac?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay,
said.
well, we should definitely play a roguelite,
Mhm.
but I think that we shouldn't play Binding of Isaac. We should play a different roguelite.
Okay.
What's your reasoning behind that?
Because Binding of Isaac is a pain in the ass to play.
Mm.
Is it?
Because
Oh, right. Because
doesn't tell you what any of the items do.
right,
Yeah,
and
you gotta-
you're just going to be on your phone the whole time looking up what every item does.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Maybe we can get a mod or
Mhm.
something. I don't know. There would have to be too much preparation for that,
I get what you mean.
in my opinion.
Mm.
Especially considering I'm not familiar enough with it to be like I'm going to be the one to play it. You probably have to be the one to play it, so it's completely
Okay.
up to you.
Cool.
Anyway.
Okay. I could prepare that. And it wouldn't be
but we
that
should-
much
we-
of a thing.
In the spirit of Northern Lion, though, we should definitely play Balatro or Balatro.
Oh, yes. I would love
Because I saw
to
somebody
get into
recommend that,
Okay.
and I think that would be a fun, very chill game to play.
Yeah, I agree. JP says, another excellent bog. Trivia segment, very fun to play along to. Can confirm I'm not smarter than your wife. Another person says, Jay. Shout out Jay. Says, Addy Batty, and then has an emoji of a cat.
Woo!
Like fucking, like doing one of these.
Oh, doing a
The
nay-nay?
whoa or the
whoa.
nay-nay. I don't know what it's called.
No, I think that's
One
a
of these.
whoa. That's the whoa.
That's not the name.
Or is that the nay-nay? Hitting the whoa? Hitting the nay-nay?
By the way, this is how I've been gargling lately after
He
brushing
has
my
been.
teeth. I've been going.
Yeah, he has. He actually has been doing that in the bathroom behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a small bathroom
And it's,
too.
and it's because I was gargling the other day and I was just holding my hand here.
Like an opera singer.
And I was going, and then Anisa like made a comment about it. I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do with my other hand? And then I did that in the air. It's hard to demonstrate while I'm sitting down.
Yeah.
But it was a huge success in the house.
Yeah, it was.
So.
Yeah, it was.
Ooh, Jay has some dog info.
Ooh.
Yo, I have 3 mutts, aka ditch dogs, and 1 purebred show dog. My daughter's a handler for many different breeds, and my wife is a dog groomer. Oh man,
Wow, doghouse.
dogging runs in the family.
Yeah.
That's sick as fuck. I knew absolutely nothing about purebreds and dog shows until my daughter got into handling. We do conformation shows, which focuses solely on displaying conformity within the breed. Our pup is a pure English chocolate lab whose dad is a multi-champion with genetics so pure that 9 years after his death, my pup was born. 9 years after his death.
Wow.
So they were holding on to that seed.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dog show people are very serious about the health and safety of breeds and are actually very open and nice. Dog shows are fun, though. I'm not the typical dog show person, as I am like a punk dude mixed with some redneck and covered in tattoos.
That's sick.
And we show up with my chocolate homie dripped out in gold. Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I like more than dog shows, though?
What?
Those
Horse
I
and
don't know what
pony
they're
shows?
called. No, the dog like going over obstacle courses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way cooler. I want to see
Crufts.
that. I saw some clips of that
Yeah.
of like a border collie
Agility
like
courses.
just fucking ripping through it like it was
Mm.
the fastest dog alive. It was so
Mm.
sick. Yeah.
I
That is
love
sick.
those.
Yeah, it's fun to watch some of those when they bring in like a big lumbering breed and you're like, oh yeah, you weren't bred for this.
I love watching the rally races
Yeah.
where there's like
Oh, different
three
a
of
few
them.
different breeds.
Yeah, and they're running that
Yeah.
just the straight line over the hurdles.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
a really cool little team effort.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
that
that.
shit's awesome. I like how they basically have to do it with a ball. I think
I
because
think
that's
so.
like, I guess a little like handing the baton or
Yeah, it's
anything
handing
else.
the baton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bogtown, USA, baby, Boggart.
Bogtown, USA.
Ba, ba, ba.
Woo!
Brosif says, thank you for reading my comment, Ian, and I appreciate you tons and tons, and Anisa for your kind words. You put it perfect. It's not easy leaving something, especially when that's all you know. Not being able to grow up with with people that have normal relationships really messed me up for a while.
Yeah.
But helped when I eventually got exposed to a more normal lifestyle. A lot of people can only dream of having the relationship you have with Ian. Peace and love. Keep up the boggleheads.
Thank you.
Keep it up, boggleheads.
I think that was the cult escapee.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, I remember that.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's such a weird way to communicate.
Yeah.
It feels like what Hank and John Green did for a while.
Oh,
when
the
they would
letters each week.
Yeah, I guess they
video
are
messages.
still doing that. I think they open every video with "Hey Hank" or "Hey John," and they just talk to each other.
So
that
cool.
is so brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what this feels like. Merlin's a mischievous little guy, but cute.
True. He is mischievous.
Yeah, and bog. Cool, that wasn't too bad.
He will find his grapes one day. He will discover them.
If he discovers the grapes and is his own end, I'll cry. He's on a quest for his own end.
I just like the idea that he's trying to find poison.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. He's just like, he knows that it's bad. He's just like, he wants to find the poison.
Yeah, I have a theory that Merlin, or what Merlin reminds me of, I was telling Anisa this, is that he's like an abomination type creature, like a Frankenstein's monster, where like everything is like not quite working up to how it should based on like regular dog genetics. So his ears are a little bit floppier, his skin's a little bit saggier, he has like less energy, and that's how I picture him now.
Tired and lazy for a Boston. It's so shocking.
Yeah.
How much bro just wants to chill.
Yeah. It's fucking weird. Like he'll go crawl underneath the couch and then just fucking lie there, and we'll call his name. He won't fucking move.
Yeah.
I'll like clap and run around and do crazy things. I'll go, and he won't move.
Yeah.
I go down there, I look at him, I'm like, come on. Won't move. You have to like pull him out. You have to extract him.
He's so comfy.
And he acts so lazy when you do it. Like he's got no bones at all.
Yeah.
I also observed today actually, that Merlin looks like Sketch, the streamer.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, brothers?
Yeah, that guy.
What's up, brother? That guy.
He looks like Dude the Beast.
He is Dude the Beast.
Dude the Beast.
That's Merlin's YouTube channel, is Dude the Beast.
Yeah.
Dude the Beast.
It was also said by someone named Celestial, a new patron member. Is it possible to get an RSS feed so I can have it directly in my podcast app? And they gave me an answer with another podcast. That's what I was listening the other day.
Okay.
And I'm still trying to figure it out. And when I say figure it out, I just haven't gotten on the computer and done my research.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on, but we're cooking on it.
We are cooking. And then the last comment from Jack says, Vyvanse is the Cadillac of ADHD meds for me. Just made me feel normal and a bit more pissy, parentheses P, and a bit more thirsty. But that's an easy trade-off for me. Also, just want to say I've been watching Ian since 2015, 2016, and it's really great to see how you've grown. It's refreshing seeing such a seemingly healthy couple, and you always remind me a lot of me and my girlfriends. Dane is a great third to mediate, and I overall love the channel/podcast.
That's so sweet.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ADHD meds have been very
he upped it to 10.
helpful to me. Yeah, I was trying out more. And I think this is like the sweet spot for me. There's like no side effects. I think I've manifested, after reading your comment, I think I manifested me being a little bit more thirsty. But I don't know if that's an actual side effect or what.
I think you're just drinking a regular amount of water because your brain is not on. So now
you need to be thirsty.
Drink. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to drink
I've always
water.
made fun of Ian because I literally never see him drink water ever.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so
you don't.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, this is a fucking change. Me even having this nearby.
Yeah. No, the
I'll get annoyed that I have to pee.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what the fuck is this shit? Yeah. I'm meant to be working right now. Not pissing.
That's such an addy-baddy thing to say.
Yeah. Take it as a blessing. It's like a nice like excuse to get up and stretch your legs after sitting on the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that. By the way, I'm very happy with how the current video I'm recording is going. It is just like
Nice.
so. It feels like the perfect level of work for one of these like kind of craft type videos,
Yeah.
and it's so
Can
like
the Bogledites get a tease?
Yeah, tease, tease, tease.
Tease. Like just a hint of like what it might be
yeah,
about.
Tease
that's a
nuts.
good point.
Tease
Uh,
us.
no, there's this toy. I think I first saw it on TikTok. I actually recorded someone selling them on their TikTok live stream.
Yeah.
It's basically like it's called like an unsinkable ship, and it's just a little acrylic container that has half mineral oil and half water. But the water's dyed like blue, so it resembles like ocean waves. And you have a little floating ship that sits like right in the middle of the two layers. And it looks really fucking awesome as you're moving it around. It's like, this is amazing to look at. And so I was like, in my head, I was like, that is such a simple thing to make. I can make that, and I can make that so much better. And I have so many better ideas,
Concepts.
concepts for this. Yeah, well, themes.
Themes.
Way better themes for the toy.
Yeah.
Because all they have in theirs is they have one that's like, these are just like made in China by some fucking random company. So
Yeah.
like the themes are super basic. There's one that is like the Titanic and there's an iceberg, and those two like float around in the water. And then there's another one which is a little better, a little bit more interesting, which is like the ship from One Piece.
Oh.
And it's a little bit more intricate, and it just sits in there and floats around.
That's
but
sick.
that's it. It's just the ship from One Piece. And then the other one is like a dark pirate ship kind of thing, and
so
the
it's
waters
all
are a little bit more
ships.
dark. Yes, it's all
Okay.
ships, and that one looks the best because the water looks like something out of like
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
It looks so like the Kraken's about to come out, and I'm like, I could totally theme this Sea of Thieves style.
Yeah.
And I don't think I mean, I'm not going that route right now. I'm going many other like more out there routes. But it's just so fun and like very like the there's not too many things I have to do to get the satisfaction out of this project.
Yeah.
Other ones, it's like like building the arcade cabinet. It was like, okay, maybe in another month I'll be happy and proud of what I've made.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one's going real fast. So,
Damn.
yeah.
All right. Well, that was a hefty tease.
Oh yeah, they deserve it.
You basically, I mean, you didn't even really tease us. You fucking sucked us off.
Yeah.
Sucked us off.
Thank
well,
you, Dane.
the concepts
Damn
are
nearly
very
busted.
the concepts are very cool.
Yeah.
That you have.
Yeah.
So I think it can be a very clickable video
Yeah.
if you title it and.
I think it's gonna be a very pleasant video to watch, and I think that visually it could pop off, but I'm not holding my breath
Yeah.
to not get disappointed. But I've been loving making it, and I'm gonna do more like it. I think we got a good balance of new and old in this video.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
That is the end of our program, everyone.
Ian didn't
With
see.
that,
Oh, you didn't see us snuck in a middle finger.
It was so
camera.
fast. It was like literally one frame.
damn, speed running
Incredible
middle
speed.
fingers. Thank you for watching, everyone. We appreciate your support here on Patreon. We appreciate the support on the non-Patreon shit as well. Y'all are champions in the comments. That literally keeps me alive. I would actually be dead if we
my
didn't
God.
have people in the comments being supportive and being epic.
Yeah, I mean it helps a lot. I think.
That makes me sound like I'd be killing
Yeah,
myself.
I literally.
Yeah, I
thought
was
you
gonna
were in
say
the-
that was like really dark.
That's not what. That's not the way I meant for it
He
to come
meant
out.
like it's like oxygen to him.
Right,
I think is
yes.
what you meant to say.
There,
Yes,
that's a good
yeah.
phrasing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard what he said.
This is why
and
she talks for me sometimes. It's because it's just like she's good at phrasing things.
It's a good translator.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the positivity is really important. I think for us to not feel like we're drowning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To be honest.
Agreed.
So.
And we do a lot of drowning because we're in the
Bog.
bog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Swampy.
Just wrapping it all up.
Blessed.
Just tying a bow.
Blessed.
just blowing into it.
Blowing
breath.
bubbles.
Balloon style?
Yeah, miming style. All right, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.